Hello, welcome to April. In the spirit of it being a new month, a new quarter, I want to do a little bit of a productive reset here on my channel. So today we're going to be doing some reflecting, some goal setting, planning on my bullet journals, talking about some favorites for the past couple months, all the things really for a good productive reset. Without further ado, let's talk about the past 3 months and do some serious reflection. I have done like 4 Notion tours at this point on my channel before, so you guys already know what my Notion looks like, but let me just start a screen recording real quick. So here's my goals page. We've seen it before. Down here, I have all of my quarterly check-ins for the year, and as you can see, this one went off as a reminder on March 31st. So personally for me, when I'm setting up my quarterly section, first I want to talk about the word of the quarter, or like the main general gist of the quarter, and then what worked, what went well, and what really didn't go well. So this is just kind of like a template, and if you guys want to follow along with me and just plan for yourself, then definitely do so. So the word of this last quarter for me was color guard, or last season of color guard. That's just kind of a good way for me to sum up the quarter because that's basically what we did. Now, what worked last quarter? I'm going to put experimenting with fashion and looks. I've really been experimenting more with my outfits, with my hairstyles, with everything. So I'm gonna add that to the list, which means I definitely boosted self-confidence. I also have been pushing myself to do more things and hang out with people more, including like planning things myself and also going to prom. Just personally, I'm gonna add a couple more things onto the list right here. Okay, so on the side that didn't work well, I'm gonna put a couple things here. So for example, I have been in like a big book slump recently. Also, I've been going to bed a little late, which isn't really a huge thing because I still get 7 hours of sleep every night, but sometimes I do stay up working too late. Okay, so basically as I went in, added a couple things. I can probably elaborate on this a little more later, but this is just a good overview of the last couple months. Okay, so now that that's done, let's talk about more like what the next 3 months are gonna look like. Up here, we have 5 different categories of goals. And as you can see, there are progress bars under each one of them. And occasionally I'll kind of go through and check off things that I've done. So the progress bar does move along, but I haven't done that in a couple weeks now. So just as an example, let's go to academics. So as you can see, when you first open it up, I have a couple of like random information at the top, but scroll down, I have my main focus. And down here, I have 4 main academic goals. The top one up here, graduate honors with all A's preferably. So I'm just gonna go check off the things that I've already done. I did get all A's first semester, and I haven't finished second semester, and I haven't gotten to AP testing yet. So I can only check off these 2, but that means I have completed 2 of the 4 total units. So I am 50% through this goal. Going back, let's see, make senior year memorable. I am going to prom, so I can check that off. I am planning a grad party. I don't have a trip for that yet, and I did get the TCGC scholarship, which was super exciting. So out of these 6, right now, I already have 4 checked off. So that's pretty good, actually. I'm like 67% through the year, which is good because I only have a couple months left of senior year. Coming down, officially moved into SMU. I did pay the official deposit, I got a scholarship, and I did apply for housing. I need to add a couple things onto this list though, now that it's updated, so send in medical records, figure out orientation. Okay, so right now there are going to be 7 things on this to-do list, but I have done 3. So I'm gonna edit this to 7 and then check off the completed ones to 3. And then the last one down here is find the uni work balance, but unfortunately I'm obviously not in university yet, so this is going to be more of a goal for the later half of the year. Those are the 4 goals at the bottom edited, and then now that you can kind of look at this, I'm going to do a little math. I'm gonna add up 50% plus 67% plus 43% plus 0%. Okay, so I have approximately 1.6 out of the 4 goals in here completed, if you do the math. So I'm gonna change it up here to 1.6, and there we have 40% of the way through my academic goals for the year, which, considering we are only a quarter through the year and I'm already 40% of the way through my academic goals, I feel like that's pretty good, honestly. So now, just give me a couple minutes, I'm gonna go through and do that basic process for the rest of the goals right here. As you can see, the academic bar right here has moved to 40% because I added that new number in. Honestly, the math is only to make these stars go across a little further, but you know, it makes me happy just to kind of see them like that. So yeah, I'm gonna go in, do the rest of them, and then I'll catch you when I'm done. Oh, I'm excited. I have a 2-camera situation going on right here. Okay, so here is my bullet journal. Now that I've kind of checked up on the intentions that I set back in January and seen how far I've gotten to accomplishing them, I want to put some specific ones into my journal for the month of April. So flipping over here, this is my overview page, but I left this space over here blank for some goal planning that I knew I was going to be doing in this video. As you saw on my goals page, I had 5 main categories for my goals. So I'm just kind of going to go down the row and put some things that I want to work on for April. Let's start with academic because we did that together. So the first thing I want to do is 5 scholarships. These dots at the bottom are just so I can fill them in individually, and then when all the dots are filled, I know that I can check off that goal. Another thing that I want to do is finish my health form, set myself up for a good AP week, because AP week is the beginning of May, and I know I'm going to need to get all of my life put together, all of my studying done, because I literally have 5 college level exams in the span of like a week that I need to prepare for. On a more personal side of things, I'm going to prom. I also want to read 4 books this month. Have been a bit of a book slump recently, but I started the Inheritance Games with a book club that I'm in, and I'm actually super excited about it. So hopefully I'm gonna get back into my reading streak. Another thing I want to put on here is experiment with YouTube videos. Let me just put a couple things at the bottom here. Okay, so that was like a pretty good goal section, and I like how it kind of perfectly fits in between the artwork right here. The next thing I want to talk about is weekly planning. So this was my last weekly spread, and I definitely like how it looked. I think it's super pretty. We're right here filming the goal vlog, and I already posted a reel this morning. So we're on a good start, but I'm gonna flip over to this page, and I think I posted a reel of this earlier this week by the time you guys are watching this video. This took me like 2 hours last night to do, but I was just really in the mood to do some scrapbooking, you know? And I love how this corner turned out with all the layering. This is actually some old music from when I played violin. All that aside, let's start planning out my weekly. So just to take you guys through my basic process, I'm first gonna put school under everything except for not Monday, because there is no school on Monday. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, my handwriting has been atrocious in this video for no reason except for the fact that I'm on camera. Church on Sunday, prom on Saturday. Now I'm gonna flip back to my calendars. Okay, so I have nothing tomorrow except for studying government. On the 11th, Ava's birthday, Gov, FRQ, and quiz. I also have a photo shoot. So this is actually one of my busiest days this week. Thursday, I have another Gov test. Prom is 8 to 12. All right, so going into the next week's section, there's nothing really serious going on that I have planned so far, but it is God's birthday on the 21st. So I just pulled up my content planner on my computer over there, and from what I can tell, I'm just gonna add in the days that I have to post things. So on the 11th, I need to post a reel. The 15th is when this video comes out. So I'm going to put on the to-do list over here, edit new video, get shoes for prom. Flipping over to my weekly from last week, just to double check if there are any to-do lists that I didn't actually finish and I can move them into next week. So health form and that content. And yeah, overall, that is pretty much looking like my week so far. We have a couple really busy days and a couple very simple days, but I'm sure as the week goes by, I'll be able to put more specific tasks into those days. I just don't have anything planned right now. You know, it'd be really nice if the fire truck outside could stop, you know, being so fire trucky. I feel like the favorites era of YouTube from like 2014 has kind of come back again a little bit, and you know what, I'm gonna just jump on the bandwagon because, well, why not? It's fun. So one thing that I've been loving recently, which may be a little bit of a surprise, is Duolingo. I took 2 years of French in high school, but I had a very, como se dice, subpar teacher. So I didn't actually like learn or like take in very much, and I cannot speak French. So I downloaded Duolingo like 2 weeks ago, and this is not sponsored, but yeah, I just kind of been loving learning French, and I'm currently on a 14-day streak, not to flex, but I'm flexing. Another thing I've been loving is selling books. So I talked about earlier in this video how I was definitely in a book slump earlier. You know, recently I've been looking at a lot of books that I want to read. While doing so, I came across this app called Pengo Books where you can like buy and sell secondhand books. So it's actually such a cool idea because Not only if you have books that you want to read, you can buy them at a cheaper price, or just, secondhand, so it's more sustainable, but you can also sell the book. I started selling on their platform, I think last week, a couple days ago. I just posted a couple books that, have been on my shelf recently for a long time that I'm not interested in picking up, or some old ones that I just haven't really read recently. And I know someone out there can probably use them better than I can. And if you want to check them out, then there'll be a link down below in my card, but it has definitely been one of my favorite things to do and look at and browse recently. Another one of my favorite things recently has been pushing myself to go out more. I was talking about this in the goal setting part of this video, but I'm definitely trying to, be more sociable. And one thing you definitely need when you're going places is a cute bag. Look at that segue, huh? That was a great transition. So yes, Teddy Blake actually sent me this bag, and y'all, it smells so good. All Teddy Blake bags are made with fine leather from Italy, and you can definitely smell it. It smells delicious. Teddy Blake has a team of Italian designers who are always producing new bag designs. The Ava bag is what I have, and I love how angular and structured it looks, but they have many different shapes and sizes of bags on their website. And if you don't see one that you like yet, then you can subscribe to their newsletter, because they're always putting out new designs about every month. But overall, this has definitely been one of my favorite bags recently. I feel like it's just super convenient. It works with everything. And although Teddy Blake did gift me this bag, the prices are just super affordable. It's like they give you a luxury bag, but without the extra thousands of dollars that you would find for other designer companies. Honestly, I think it's just such a great deal. And so if you're interested in trying out one of Teddy Blake's bags, I'll have the link in the description box for you to check out. And if you want to get some money off, here is a discount code right here that you can use when you check out. And I can't wait for you to get your bag so we can be twinning. Another thing I've been loving recently is just embracing my drawing hobby. I think I posted a video a couple weeks ago about getting out of an art block and how to do so definitely go check out that video if you haven't already. But since then, I have been experimenting with a lot of different art styles, kind of like I mentioned in that video. I have been trying to draw full body characters. A couple weeks ago, I drew this picture that I'll show on the screen here, just practicing anatomy and drawing a full body character when I usually only draw faces. Earlier today, I was drawing too, and I decided to pull out a picture on Pinterest of just an anatomical head and start sketching that. And let's be honest, I never draw guys, never, but I was kind of thinking in my head, the last book that I read, the main character Penn, I could not picture him in my head. The way that they were describing him in the book was very different than what I had originally imagined, and so by the end of the book, I could not put an image in my head of what he looked like. So I decided, why not just draw it? I pulled out my sketchbook, did some anatomy drawings last night, which definitely was a good practice for me, because I wanted to make sure that I had the basic structure of the very generic male face down, and then I kind of experimented with a little miniature drawing at the bottom before I finally decided to just go for it and draw a big version on the right. This entire process was kind of very much winging it. I had to redo the hairstyle 3 times, and I didn't know how to give an expression that looked stern, like an angsty teenager with a lot of emotions going on, a lot of childhood trauma, but he's still very composed and stern with his face. He's not crying or yelling. He's just kind of staring at you, and he's brooding, and the cheekbones are popping out because of course they are. And yeah, so I don't know, I kind of like how this drawing came out, and I hope you guys like it too. As far as my YouTube videos go, I did mention earlier in this video that I want to experiment a lot more, and that definitely is not changing. And one of those things that I want to do is drawing and adding a little bit more art into my videos. I watch a lot of character design videos recently where people just start from scratch, start with an idea, and they come up with a character. And I know it really doesn't fall into the bullet journaling realm, but I am more than just bullet journaling. I am an artsy girly too, and although that part of me does kind of wax and wane depending on the season, so how I'm feeling and if I'm in an art block or not, but I feel like my YouTube channel can still reflect that. So look out for some more videos coming soon. Just a short video of me chilling, experimenting with my art, because I would love just to play around with that and just kind of get my creative juices flowing again, not only with the pencil on paper, but with my editing styles. So overall, I hope you guys are excited for that. All the stationery that I'm using in this video will be down in the description box below if you want to go check that out, because I know whenever I'm watching a lot of videos of people drawing that I like knowing what they're using as well. But I think next week I'm going to upload a video about some of my new stationery favorites. So if you're going to be interested in that video, definitely subscribe and stick around because I cannot wait to show you guys some of the new art tools that I've been using recently. All my social media is linked below, and check out Betty Blake with the link in my description box and use this code on the screen for an extra bit of money off. Wishing you guys the most amazing day or night wherever you are. If you've yet to check out my April bullet journal plan with me, it'll be right here on the screen. Toodles!